The Vidian delegation glided through the corridors of Starport Nexus 7 with the casual arrogance of a species that had never known predation. Their crystalline bodies refracted the station's artificial light into prismatic displays, a natural defense mechanism that had evolved over millions of years on their peaceful homeworld. To touch a Vidian was to die. Their skin secreted a neurotoxin so potent that even trace contact through standard environmental suits proved fatal to most oxygen-breathing species. They thought they were untouchable. They were wrong. Susan Martinez wiped the sweat from her brow as she hauled another crate of supplies onto the loading platform. Earthborn and proud of it, she'd been working the docks of Nexus 7 for 3 standard months, saving credits to continue her journey to the outer colonies. The pay was terrible. The hours worse. But it beat staying planetside. "Careful with those," Evan shouted from across the bay. Her co-worker, a lanky young man from the Mars settlements, gestured frantically at the container she'd just dropped. "That's medical equipment for the Centauri run." "It's fine," Susan called back, barely winded despite having lifted what most species would require mechanized assistance to move. "These things are built to survive re-entry. A little bump won't hurt them." Evan jogged over, his lighter Martian frame struggling to keep pace with her Deathworld stamina. "You're going to get us both fired. That's the third." He stopped mid-sentence, his eyes widening. "Oh no. Susan. Don't move." She froze, following his gaze to the platform behind her. 3 Vidians had materialized there, their crystalline forms shimmering with barely contained irritation. The lead Vidian's translator crackled to life. "Primitive Deathworlder," it spoke, each word dripping with disdain. "You have damaged our medical supplies. This platform was reserved for our exclusive use. Your species' characteristic clumsiness has cost us valuable time." Susan's jaw tightened. She'd dealt with speciesism before humans were still relatively new to the galactic community, their world classified as a Class 1-2 Deathworld, where evolution had shaped them into something most aliens found simultaneously fascinating and terrifying. But she'd never developed a taste for being called primitive. "The manifest didn't show any reservations," she replied evenly. "And the crate's fine. I checked the seals myself." The Vidian moved closer, its body language radiating superiority. "You checked?" A creature whose ancestors hunted with sharpened rocks presumes to verify equipment meant for our enlightened medical practices? Evan grabbed Susan's arm, his grip urgent. "Don't," he whispered. "They're Vidians. One touch, and you're dead. Just apologize, and let's go." But Susan had spent her entire life on Earth, a world where nearly everything wanted to kill you, from microscopic bacteria to megafauna, from weather patterns to the very plants in the forests. She'd been stung by box jellyfish, bitten by snakes, survived a bout of hemorrhagic fever, and walked away from a climbing accident that would have killed any Martian-born human. Earth didn't raise the weak. "I won't apologize for doing my job correctly," she said, her voice steady. "Your supplies are undamaged. That's what matters." The lead Vidian's form shifted through angry reds and oranges. "Insolent creature. You Deathworlders think yourselves so resilient, so special. But you are soft, fragile things dressed in delusions of toughness. One touch from us, and..." Susan moved before Evan could stop her. Her hand shot out and grabbed the Vidian's crystalline arm. The station seemed to hold its breath. Evan stumbled backward, horror-struck. The other 2 Vidians recoiled, their bodies flashing in alarm. The lead Vidian's translator emitted a sound that might have been a gasp. What are you doing?" it managed to stammer. Susan held on for 3 heartbeats, her calloused palm pressed firmly against the alien's toxic skin. Then she released her grip and stepped back, wiping her hand casually on her work pants. "Checking if you were as fragile as you think we are," she said calmly. The Vidian stared at her, its form cycling through colors that its translator couldn't interpret. You touched me. Direct contact. You should be dead. Convulsing. Your nervous system should be catastrophically compromised." "Probably would be," Susan agreed, if I were from anywhere but Earth. But see, our world taught us to deal with toxins. We've got proteins in our cell membranes, enzyme systems, whole metabolic pathways dedicated to breaking down poisons. We evolved alongside creatures that make your neurotoxin look like a mild irritant. She paused, meeting the alien's shocked gaze. Box jellyfish venom? Comparable potency. Had that in my system when I was 12. Cone snail toxins? Similar mechanism. Had that one at 15. Your people never had predators. Never had poisonous anything. You evolved your toxin as a curiosity, not a necessity. The Vidians' form had faded to a pale, uncertain blue. This is impossible. We are untouchable. No species makes physical contact with Vidians. It is known. It was known, Susan corrected. Now you know different. Earth is a death world for a reason. We don't just survive its dangers, we adapt to them, internalize them, become them. Your toxin is our Tuesday. Evan had slowly approached, his tablet already out, scanning Susan's vitals. Elevated heart rate, minor inflammation response. But she's metabolizing the toxin. Holy hell, Susan. Your blood work is going to make you famous in xenobiology circles. The lead Vidian stood in silence for a long moment. Its crystalline form processing this fundamental shift in its understanding of the galaxy. Finally, its translator clicked back to life, the tone noticeably different. We apologize for our discourtesy. We had assumed. We believed. It paused, choosing its words carefully. We understand now why the Galactic Council granted your species provisional membership despite your youth. Earth does not produce the weak. Susan allowed herself a small smile. No, it doesn't. Now, about your medical supplies, they really are fine. Want me to show you the inspection checklist? As the Vidians examined the crate with newfound respect, Evan leaned close to Susan. You know, that was incredibly stupid, right? You could have died. Could have, Susan agreed, watching as the aliens carefully reviewed her work with something approaching reverence. But didn't. That's the Deathworld difference. Word spread quickly through Nexus 7. By shift's end, 3 more species had filed requests to study human toxin resistance. The Vidians had issued a formal apology and a commendation for Susan's professionalism. And somewhere in the vast bureaucracy of the Galactic Council, another file was updated on humanity's remarkable and occasionally terrifying capabilities. They had thought themselves untouchable. But they had never met a girl from Earth, and Earth, as the galaxy was slowly learning, changed all the rules.